Hey, you. No, not you. Yeah, you sexy beast watching this video. Have you ever wondered just what makes a film get an Oscar nomination for Best Director? How can you even tell if a film is well directed or not? Well, you're in luck because I'll tell you what nobody else will. But why won't anybody else tell you? Strangely enough, because most people who are supposed to know this stuff just don't know it.
I'll tell you. I don't know.
When you read a review, do people still read reviews these days? You'll often find some random, general, crappy compliment like confidently directed. But what the hell does that mean? In the Rotten Tomatoes page for the Australian film Baby Teeth, you read that the directing is sensitive, that it's very creatively directed. The director has a confident style, but...
What the hell is even that?
You find the same things when reading about Stephen Frears' High Fidelity. It's deftly directed. He has a deft hand. What a deft Chad this Stephen Frears is, whatever that means. Even daft film critic Kenneth Turan committed this sin. He said Stephen Frears has an incisive direction, and failed to explain anything about it. These are the kind of reviews I call double rainbow reviews, because they make you wonder,
What does this mean?
Just one more example, Palm Springs. According to Rotten Tomatoes, it has an assured direction. One reviewer mentions the cleverness of Max Barbakov's direction, without getting into a single detail.
Tell me!
One little thing, where do these consensus even come from? Who is the intern reading 244 reviews and concluding, yep, they think the director is confident? What would an insecure director even look like? Monty Python's James McCredding, director of Scott of the Antarctic?
What is the first scene that you shoot this morning?
Terrific. Oh, it's great. No problem. We'll sort it out on the floor. No problem.
Now, I don't know what these vague rigmaroles are talking about, but in my defense, neither do the reviewers who wrote them. What I do know is what a film director is supposed to do. So what I did was split the director's job into 5 duties that explain what the guy behind the camera does, and here they are. A director is responsible for the following: composition, continuity, timing, performance, and approval. Composition can be further split into 3: angle, movement, and blocking.
Nerd!
Let's start off with continuity. I do not mean continuity errors. Who cares if the cigarette was on that hand and now it's on this one? This makes no difference to cinema. I digress. By continuity, I mean whether a scene makes sense or not visually. Can you tell where the characters and objects are located? Are the actions on screen understandable? Remember those confident directors? Of course you do, you attentive viewer, you. I believe the opposite of a confident director is someone who shoots an action scene from every conceivable angle and meshes shots together hoping a movie will come out somehow. Have you seen Liam Neeson jumping over a fence today? The director must have said, now watch Jackie Chan doing it. You can see something. That's my point. In this moment of Jungle Cruise, it's impossible to tell where in the room is Emily Blunt. How far can those stairs go?
Let's have a fight with so many quick shots and close-ups you can't tell what's going on.
Take a look at this climatic moment of Quantum of Solace and try to make heads or tails of it. Did that woman even hit the guy? Did Bill Murray's character from Tootsie direct these films?
I like it when people come up to me the next day or a week later and they say, I saw your
film.
What happened?
What I mean right now is that this is comparable to this.
Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek a newer world. Push off and sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows.
Shakespearean thespian Sir John Gielgud reciting Alfred Lord Tennyson's Ulysses.
To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
Whereas this is comparable to this.
It's something I'm not obviously within water. I'm the pumping woolcock now in the water from up here. But now it ain't took out, right? Now, right, mains water.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about water.
In water, I'm not into that.
Now, let's move to the big C, composition. The thing most people who think they know about movies think is the only thing a director must worry about. It really is the easiest to pinpoint when the director shows off. People love commenting about a long and complex tracking shot or Wes Anderson's symmetrical compositions, but the whole thing can be split into three things. We'll start with the most obvious, camera angle, where the camera is placed. Does it shoot the scene from afar, showing much of the environment, or is it close to objects and actors? Every shot should also serve a purpose, be it to give new information, a character's reaction, or speed up the pace. We'll get to timing soon. Camera movement. Movie buffs only think about tracking shots and tracking shots. Hey look, that director has moved the camera a lot and hasn't cut in a while. Let's give him an Oscar. And another. Oh my god, he can pan a camera. Give him all the Oscars. The camera moves. The problem is that camera movement is just one detail of many. I see no problem in long shots. On the contrary, knowing how hard it is to arrange them can make watching one very impressive. Nothing against gimmicky movies that call attention to themselves by boasting continuous shots all the time, if it fits the story.
Perfect dream actor is not gonna knock on that door and go, "Hey fellas, when do I start?" You know?
What makes a Birdman a well-directed movie is not the mere fact the camera moves, it's the third and final part of composition. Now, let's talk about the single hardest task a director must do, blocking. This basically consists of the arrangement of actors on screen. And this is what 99% of directors suck at, because how many possible physical arrangements can you create? Most screenplays are mostly dialogue, even the ones that pretend they are not. Even many silent pictures were somehow mostly dialogue. So the director must find a way to arrange the characters on screen in a way that won't bore the audience to death. Take a look at this perfect example of lazy directing from the unbelievably unfunny New Zealander comedy The Breaker-Uppers. Two characters standing in the middle of the room, barely moving, just talking, and we cut from one to the next and there's no movement. Sitcoms especially suffer from this. That's why they need effective scripts at breakneck speed and charismatic actors, so we won't doze off. But how do you even block well? Look at this random moment from The Asphalt Jungle, the 1950 masterpiece by Giga Chad John Huston. No, seriously, read his Wikipedia page. He was the chaddest Chad in Hollywood. This is the guy who made a film about the Bible and cast himself as the narrator, Noah, and God. Mind the blocking, and also how the angle and movement work for this story. Our lead character, Dix, walks into a bar. He sits by the counter and the camera stays with him. The audience sees the protagonist's point of view then. The two other men are each at a different distance from the camera and each doing their own actions, feeding a cat and reading a magazine.
I've seen all the dames in it already. Want to make something of it?
You're a little off your beat, ain't you, Buster?
How do you mean, Humpty Dumpty?
I mean, you don't belong around here.
They have a discussion and the bartender moves all the way around the bar and pushes the truck driver out of the place, exactly and conveniently to a spot that can be seen through the window. Also conveniently, the guy's truck is right there in view. He hops in and leaves for good. Now the camera discreetly leaves the window. It's no longer important, and the bartender sits next to Dix. It was effective, discreet, felt natural, and yet it was creative. Damn good directing. Timing! It includes both editing and the speed within the scene. How often the film cuts from one shot to another is half of it. The other half is how long events tend to play out within the film. A film can also cut or move fast or slow to create suspense or excitement. That's what bad action directors unsuccessfully aim at. The absurdly great Sergio Leone made his mark by making westerns that moved slow, building great tension before the payoff. Denis Villeneuve is doing his best to be the next Sergio Leone. Timing can be off to create pain and awkwardness. When the responses don't seem to come at a natural rhythm, it can cause that cringy feeling.
I have recently been placed in charge of garbage. Do you have any that requires disposal?
No, it's totally empty.
Well, when it fills up, don't be afraid to call me. I'll come take it out most urgently.
That's good to know.
When you think of garbage, think of Hakeem.
Sometimes it happens just because the director failed. Check out this masterpiece of bad timing.
Are you an airbender, boy?
Leave him alone!
How the girl needs to walk all the way from the right to give that little push, and she realizes halfway she should move faster. Shyamalan is following the if it's a long moving shot then it's well directed principle. And he could have gotten away with it if things didn't move so f***ing slow. Man, it's action! Look at that f***ing rock! Ryan George has better timing talking to himself.
Why? Oh, I'm just kind of changing things. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, I mean, sure, have fun with it, you know.
I'm not joking. That's damn good timing. Approval.
Directing a movie is a very overrated job, we all know it. You just have to say yes and no. What else do you do? Nothing.
By that I mean what Judi Dench says on that musical 9, saying yes or no to professionals.
Yes, no. Yes, no. It's directing.
The director tells production designers, composers, costume designers and whatnot what he wants and then says yes or no to whatever they give him until the things that are supposed to be in the film are in the film. Music and how it's used are in this category. Whether the film uses music and sound to create an atmosphere, a feeling, or no music at all. Now, performance is just approval as applied to the actors. You might think that is the actor's choice, but not entirely. Take George Clooney, a terrific dramatic actor, but when he works with the Coen brothers, they have him play a goofy and over-the-top joke version of himself.
Well, I don't want pop, goddammit. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
It's ultimately the director's choice whether the character should be played straight, cartoonish, over-dramatic, fourth wall breaking, or any other possibility. That's the kind of thing that leads actors to abandon movies. The famous so-called artistic differences.
I guess you could say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead.
Okay, no need to go that far. So, next time someone tells you a film has confident direction, ask them, what do you mean? Are scenes visually clear? Is the composition precise and creative? Does the timing feel right? Are the sets, costumes, and music effective? Are the performances right for the tone? And how does any of that convey confidence? Thank you for watching, and if you loved this video, please like, subscribe, and share it to everyone you know. I will see you next time, and this is MovieWise.